So I'm assuming your practice took a little hit as you were recovering.
Yes.
What were you able to focus, just so I know, what were you able to focus on this week?
Scales.
Okay.
And McCormick.
All right.
I kind of, the advance left me.
Did you get to check in about divisionals? Dates?
Oh, dates?
Yeah, you got it, because you
yet.
have to sign up for one.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
I will.
If you can do that like ASAP, because I just want to make sure you get a time that works for you.
That is a good point.
And we need to know what we're shooting for date-wise on that.
So just another, I'll just email Shirley again.
Is there, right, in the old days there was a sign-up sheet in the office, but I guess you guys...
Yeah, I know, it's like
can't go in
an
the office.
online sign-up thing.
Okay. Yep, check in with her.
Okay, I've skipped my-
You got tuned up?
There we go. Today is the 18th, correct?
Correct. Cool. And just so I know, even though you didn't have as much time, did you still use your journal, the practice journal at all? All right.
Just practice.
Okay. I want to see if we can get back on using at least the lesson log. Sorry, not the lesson. You're already doing that. If you can at least do the daily practice log.
Yeah,
Just, I mean, single word will.
Yeah,
do it.
literally just writing. Yeah, got it.
Just so you know what you're on top of, even if you're behind and you don't want to look at it because it makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
It's just to keep an accurate view of what is going on. So if you can keep that going, that would be good. But as you see, you did post your last lesson and put the notes there, so that was fine. And I hope that's useful actually to be watching back. I know it takes extra time.
It is very
But
useful.
hopefully you're hearing things or noticing things that you're not in real time.
It is very useful.
And perhaps that's going to be something, as you go on in life and maybe study with other people or even study other instruments, just remembering for yourself how big a difference it is to record those. Because then you can always go back and you notice all sorts of things. As my one friend said, if you're taking lessons without recording them, you're pretty much just throwing your money away. You'll retain maybe 20% of what happened. But especially once you get to do more and more advanced work, there's so much material that happens and so many small things that's easy to miss or forget. Okay, scales. Oh, sorry, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, I also take voice lessons, and he also makes me record it. And
Okay.
At the beginning of every lesson, he always asks me, what did you hear last time? So I have to,
Yeah, okay, you're used to it.
Exactly, yeah.
Who's your voice teacher?
His name is Brandon Sherman. He's not part of SDSU.
Okay.
He's just
cool.
Yeah.
But that's awesome you do that. Despite that it puts one more thing in your schedule.
Yeah, makes 20.
All right. Let's do a few scales. How about B flat to start? Home base, pretty much.
For eighth notes, do you want them more like legato?
Yeah, I would just do legato, 2 notes above.
Okay.
Do you want a metronome or? No?
Sure. Always helps.
position note, the 4 notes, and allow your thumb to go as you go up to the C sharp and D, and then let me turn this off for a second. This is distracting. Watch your hand as you do it. So what I was noticing is your hand shape is nice like this. Yes, that's what I want to see. Because what happens is you tend to just stretch your fingers out and let your thumb, even though it's not pressing, it's just sort of like, no, I am going to stay here. Just let your thumb keep that hand position. Yeah, so we just want it a little more fluid. We don't want it to be an anchor in a bad way. Anchor that drops and is holding the ship from going down. All right, how about D flat? Let's do that one in quarters.
Yeah.
So you can do the same fingering going up as you go down. Let's check that thumb position one more time, because again, your thumb was trying to stay in the same place as your hand reached up. So you're doing that on the G flat?
Yeah.
Okay, so G flat. So it still looks to me like your thumb is like inching along like an inchworm. Can you literally just let it, but shake your hand out. So you just have, and now look at your hand. Okay, that's the shape we want. Okay. So play the thumb again. Now let your 1 and 2 lead, and let your thumb just sort of actually come in closer if you can. Okay, can you let it off the fingerboard? And then roll your weight on top. Yes. And now is when your thumb. Once that 2 and 1 go down, then your thumb can establish itself like that.
So on 2 and 3, the thumb actually can come up and roll your weight. Okay.
Yes. Primarily sort of finger based, I guess, here, but that's pretty much my hand shape. Then it's sort of ready to go, but it's not. Yours was more like a clamp that was going down and wanting to stay there. Like, no, I'm clamping it. So I just want, in order for us to get more and more fluid up here, it's going to. The thumb has to sort of be the follower as opposed to the leader. Unless you're doing like a thumb on scale, which we have in the bot sometimes. There's some funky things that he does. But in general, we want the thumb to just sort of follow along with the others. That'd be another good one to do. How about A flat? I'll play with you. 3. That's what we're doing. 8 notes? Let's do 8 notes again, if that's comfortable.
That's fine.
Okay, 3 and 4 and. Just trying to analyze what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's fine. So here I prefer thumb 1. Yeah. Just have to get used to that has to. Because otherwise, again, your thumb was sort of like stopping here, and this was stretching. And for me, that just spelled, I just see some tension there. So I'm trying to get. So there I like 2/4. I prefer 2/4. I feel that's a little stronger. Yep, there you go. That's it. Nice. Now this is, it's looking pretty good. Just to test out how relaxed you are, when you do, how fast can you do that just comfortably? So 1/4, 2/4. Now try repeating the top note. So 4 notes slurred. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Nice. Okay, that looks great then. Let me find a volume first. You do that, so. Yep. Don't worry too much about the volume. I was doing 4s. Yeah, but that's it here. Good. So what I like is that you're keeping that general hand form, but you're not clamping. It's a fluid thing. You're finding the spacing. So I just wanted to make sure that was happening. Because sometimes we feel people start clamping here because we haven't pushed your speed past 8th notes too much yet. Mm-hmm. But as we do, that's going to be one of the things. We just want to make sure that this is.
Yeah, I do notice that in orchestra when if we're doing like 16th note passages, And
sometimes you do need to lean in, and I'll do sort of unorthodox stuff. I mean, you see jazz players all the time, just like the thumb out. I will do that in orchestra if we're leaning in on something. I don't care how it looks. If I need to just sit on this note for a whole minute. That, for me, that it looks terrible, but that's my left-hand position. That's how hard I'm hitting the bass. That's why I sit when I do it too. I'm not going to be this nice, pristine, rounded hand. So it's not that I'm not always pristine about it. There's times when you just need to sink your weight in, however you get it there. Same thing with bows. Sometimes people do some pretty funky things like sticking the thumb all the way through the frog. No, on yours you don't have to do that, but yeah. So, but the main point is whatever you do, you want it to support you doing things with the least amount of effort for the maximum amount of, musical, whatever you're going for, whether it's big resonance or anything else. Cool. All right, so those are looking pretty good. It looks like just keep staying with the 8th notes for now, maybe another week, and then maybe we'll start seeing which ones you push to triplets. Mm-hmm. And then just always keep the bow going on quarters. So once we get to triplets, everything will be 3 slurred. Yeah. Yeah. And just as smooth as you can. So the interesting thing about triplets is it doesn't work out. So if you want, you can move it. You can move it. Yeah, but then you're doing slurs at different places, which is actually great. You want to do that together, B flat? I think it takes.
So is it 3 notes per bow?
3 per bow.
Okay, cool.
I believe it. I always get mixed up because I go back and forth between 2 and 3 octaves. I think it's 3 times on the 2-octave scale. Let's see. Here we go. 3 and a 4 and to make it work out. But it's great because you get used to doing all these different patterns here. Guys, so watching your left hand again. Even though we're being relaxed, make sure you still drop your weight into the notes.
Yeah, I see.
make sure this slurs in this hand don't throw off what happens to this. This stays perfectly smooth back and forth. So we're just adding more things for you to juggle, and as you get those balls going, then we'll throw some eggs in there and then a bowling ball, and then we'll just see how it all works out. But that's we're just going to see if we can maintain that super smooth right hand, and then the shifts. You're just dropping your weight while keeping some sort of hand form going. So, yeah, exactly. So it's just this balancing act of keeping some sort of form while still being relaxed within it. But there has to be the right combination.
The balance of being loose but also not tense.
And all, yeah. Is it like having ease but also having focus? Honestly, if you could just do it with slight taps and pull-offs. I can't do that too long. My forearm starts burning. Yeah. As long as you feel like you're really sinking in, then you're probably using enough weight. Yeah, if it starts burning, then don't overdo it. Okay, let's look at the McCormick. I forget, that's your bow or that's the school bow?
This is my bow.
How much hair is left on it?
Not a lot. It is
about 2/3.
Yeah.
We do the prep. Is it operable at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a metronome on this? What is it? I got 7. I can't see.
72.
72.
Oh, this is. Good to go.
Yep. All right, cool. So you heard that. Just a few places it starts varying a little bit. One thing on the string crossings, it might be partly due to your bridge cut, It looks like your bridge is a little on the flat side compared to, yeah. So you have more of a jazz setup on there, which is fine. That's what you want for jazz. If you notice on this one, this is more what I call an arco setup. Do you see how much more curve I have on there?
Yeah.
And so that allows me to have easier string crossing without getting double stops. You have to be a little more careful, and you might have to move a little closer to the bridge more than you ideally would, just because that will give you a little more clearance. Just make sure that you don't have those double strikes, basically. Now, how much more resonance could you get without doing double stops? See, on that D, you're getting a little bit of that rather than, yeah, slower bow, slower bow. Now the G's,
I hear
G's
that.
yeah. Make sure you're keeping your weight into the string, even as you change the string. Don't take it off and then put it back in. So I am stopping playing for a split second, but the weight is remaining as I rock the bow from string to string. It's remaining there. See, it sounded to me like you did, and then I almost heard you take it off and then go down. Just okay. So watch me again. Click. So lean, push. That's it. Yeah. But a little more weight. There you go. Yeah. And then of course we'll make that gap just minute so you don't notice it. But it's pretty much lean. So try that across 3 strings where you're really leaning and you can see yourself pressing. Maybe do it, at a balance point. Yep. Now play very slow bow. Slower bow, more weight.
Oh.
Separate bows. More weight, even more weight. Even slower. There's a slower bow speed, not slower play. Play with me. That's it. I think you still have a tendency to use more bow speed than you need for this sort of thing. There will be times when we need full bows, but right now I'm trying to get you to do a concentrated, slow, and heavy, even heavier, 3 times that heavy. Close. But
Yes.
slower. You're still using full bow. I want to see. Yeah. This is more of a concentrated sound.
Yeah.
Which is probably one you've just not had to do so much of yet.
It's not like counterintuitive. I don't know.
Yeah, what's fun is
It's a slower bow, but still the same down.
yeah, slower bow and then more weight. So with that in mind, could you do? Let me play the first beginning of this, just so you hear what I'm going for. So again, you're going with not quite enough bow hair, probably not quite enough rosin, and spire cores, and a jazz bridge. So you have several things working against you here. Spire cores are going to make you use even a little more weight, a little slower bow than even me. They'll probably make you use more rosin. You have to lean more. So, but it's also a good experiment because they're less forgiving, so you'll find out really quick if something's. It won't cover up anything. So. Try just that first line. Really lean in, as slow as you can stand.
Yeah.
For the bow. default to use a little more, but it was still, you were just in range. But that, for this particular kind of thing, that's what we'll be using, is just that more focused. You don't want it pressed, you weren't pressing it, but that's when you know you've gone too far, if it starts doing that on you. I don't know if you can even get those strings to do that. So basically going too slow and too hard. Yeah, you almost got there. Even so, you'd have to go at half that speed or a quarter that speed to get it to really bark like that. There you go. So that's too slow.
Yeah.
There you know you've gone too slow. But you increase it by 10%. Yeah. It's like the creaky door sound effect. Yeah. You know, this is Halloween, so they always want the bass players to do the haunted house. Whatever all the other favorite sound effects are. The ghouls are coming in. There's another thing I can't do. Some people, there's this, I can't do it. If they have enough grip on here, there's a way to get your E string to go at you, but I can't do it on this bass.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the weird stuff we can do if we do things wrong, but they're not really wrong, they're just ready for something else.
Yeah.
Cool, so that's a concentrated bow sound. Number 7, smooth bow changes at frog and tip. This is, we did this earlier, right? In one of the previous ones. We have to do this.
Yeah.
This is just a little, now she's throwing in a few more skills. Finger the slurs to remain on one string. So if any of the fingerings don't make sense, then
They're wrong.
they're wrong. Yeah, so you have to be able to do the slurs on one string. Same kind of concentrated sound. I'm probably gonna just keep saying. I'll just have like a little part that says more weight.
Yeah.
Slur bow. And this you can't do too slow because you have to make it out. But when you do the slur, you can still keep it concentrated. Yeah, right. So let's see. So I'm sorry. For the slur, you do have to use a little more bow. 60 something. So. So I'm moving closer to the fingerboard so I can get clear through with it. But all the way to the tip. That's it. Even further though. You made it 2/3. That's it, yeah. So I guess this is a slightly different feel, but the tone quality is similar. We still want to get this as opposed to
Yeah.
That's it. Yep. That's it. Cool. I was just thinking about a lot of the old jazz recordings you hear people do, especially with the Spyros. It almost gets to ponticello sometimes, just because they're so hard to manage and the only way I found around it is really concentrating to sound like that. Whatever, I don't know what I'm playing, but I stay pretty much bottom third in order to get something that to me sounds like a tone quality that would be similar to the other instruments playing. But still, at some point, once we get through a few more of these, I still would love to do some bow jazz solos this year.
No, I would love to do that.
Because I want to get these things going first, but then you'll see how they apply to different situations that you might want to use. So yeah, so let's do 7 for next time.
And then on scales, just same thing, 8th notes.
For now, 8th notes, keep going through circle of fifths. Tuning C for a few minutes a day if you can.
Yep. That is crazy. This the thing.
Yeah.
The weird it's like.
But it does clear up when you play it.
Yeah.
too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So once you stop getting a brain massage, then everything is good.
Yeah.
I still need to try that. I haven't. Does it only work with earbuds or does regular earphones work?
I think regular earphones.
Okay, I just have to do it with one on, one off. as you do for recordings.
And like it still works. Like I did it once where I was just kind of like on my phone,
Mhm.
like just kind of come out and like it was fine.
Okay, but it's nicer with
Yeah,
actually
actual
with real like
Yeah.
old school tower living room speakers. It's even better. So 6 is good. 7 for next time. Focus on concentrated sound. Did you want to review anything in the Vance, or if you didn't get to work on it, we don't really need to unless you have any outstanding questions. Or we could also check in with the orchestra if there's anything you want to ask about Firebird or anything else there.
I think I left my music in my that. Let me look at.
Elion was asking about the Infernal Dance.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the trickiest part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you sort of repeat what I said to him about that. You don't really need the music for that.
Okay.
And that it's all about, pretty much all about, well, and then being really, really, really quiet. And then when the next hit comes, sink in, grab the string, make sure you really get the weight in there. It's not sounding good right now. There we go. That's where it's on the speed. And the other part is close to impossible at speed, but it's
That part.
So it's, see, even then I tend to go, it starts sounding like this, but, so it's up, down, up, down.
I think.
It's an octave.
So
You have to stop it on the D string for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, so it's then it starts out. Down. But notice how much bow goes in.
Oh, not that
Right, I lose it, right. But that's the thing, it doesn't, in a sense, it doesn't matter because it's a pad. As long as you're staying quiet, you won't get anybody's way. But it's a great bowing exercise. Wait, that's it. Half that bow.
Yeah.
But it's still a smiley face. Otherwise, it turns into a double stop. So you still have to do that slight smiley face when you go, scoop it around. That's it. Less bow. But still, yeah. But make sure you still have the smiley face thing going. Much less bow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
But so this is just something you can use in your remotes too. It just gets really tough by then. So the main important thing is just don't get louder. And then soft. Does that part too? Uh-oh, somebody just kicked you off your meeting?
Oh wait. I think it's just my computer being weird.
Okay. Anyway, that's the last thing for today anyway.
Yeah.
So, overall, that's not the toughest of the Stravinsky pieces, but that is, within that piece, that's pretty much technically the trickiest thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that next time.
Okay. Well, I hope you stay well.
Thank you.
And